At Real Madrid, when Toni Kroos speaks, the entire locker room stops to listen. And this time, the German decided to comment on Vinicius Jr.'s outburst during the El Clasico against Barcelona, and what he said completely changed the atmosphere inside the club. While many expected harsh criticism toward the Brazilian, Kroos did the opposite. He brought calm, empathy, and a lesson about what really goes through a player's mind when the blood starts boiling on the field. So, if you love football and are a cool person who wants to help, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It would really help me a lot. Thank you. The Brazilian, who had been playing well, didn't take the substitution lightly. He shouted, gestured, and went straight down the tunnel. The reaction went viral in seconds. And by the next day, the entire world was talking about the same thing: the relationship between Xabi and Vini. Interestingly, Real Madrid responded with silence. No public scolding, no fine, nothing. The club preferred to cool things down, as if understanding that the issue went beyond a simple moment of anger. Behind the scenes, there were already murmurs that Vinicius had been feeling frustrated with the constant substitutions and with the sense that Alonso didn't fully trust him. Rodrigo, Valverde, Camavinga, even Rudiger had shown some discomfort with the coach's colder, more distant style. But that's when, in the middle of all that tension, Toni Kroos decided to speak up. And the way he did it changed everything. On his podcast, the German was straightforward. "I never liked being substituted, but to be fair, I never went straight to the locker room afterward." Still, no one, except those out there on the pitch, with 80,000 people screaming, knows what's going through a player's mind. Most of those who judge simply can't put themselves in his place. Those words carried the weight of someone who truly understands the game from the inside. Kroos didn't excuse Vinicius, but he humanized the moment. He showed that even a superstar feels, makes mistakes, and reacts on instinct. And he added, "It wasn't ideal, but it was an exceptional emotional situation. Not everything needs to be turned into drama." Kroos's statement calmed the dressing room and brought back rationality. Real Madrid handled the situation using the classic locker room management manual. Give the players a break, let tempers cool, and allow time to heal things. And it worked. Inside the club, Kroos's stance was seen as an act of quiet leadership. Even retired, he still sets the tone of balance that Real Madrid desperately needs. But the episode also served as a warning. Real Madrid remains at the top of La Liga, with 27 points out of 30, but internally there's growing concern. The disconnect between the squad and Alonso. The coach is trying to maintain control, but he knows he needs to emotionally reconnect with the group, especially with players who live football intensely, like Vinicius. And that very intensity is what makes the Brazilian unique. He plays with his heart. He feels everything: joy, anger, frustration. The same fire that allows him to decide Clásicos is the one that makes him explode when he feels wronged. Toni Kroos understood that. He didn't justify it, but he didn't condemn it either. He showed that on the pitch, emotion and reason rarely play on the same team. Sometimes, the heart makes the decision before the head does. Here's the apology Vinicius Jr. posted on his social media.
Taking a look at a tweet from Vini Jr. earlier today. Today, I want to apologise to all the Madridistas for my reaction when I was substituted in the Clásico. Just as I have already done in person during today's training, I also want to apologise again to my teammates, the club and the president. Sometimes passions get the better of me because I always want to win and help my team. My competitive character stems from the love I feel for this club and everything it represents. I promise to keep fighting every second for the good of Real Madrid, as I have done since the first day. Nico, thoughts on his tweet?
Great apology, except I feel like it was missing one thing after that.
What was that, Nico?
I also want to apologize again to my teammates, the club, and the president. I feel like my manager was missing.
Is there anybody else to apologize? Going through the checklist? No, I think we got it.
It's just from a PR perspective. Just put in the manager. He probably did apologize to the manager. They talked about it in training, like he said. I would want to assume this was talked about between Xabi Alonso and Vini. I don't want to read too much into this because there's so much happening behind doors, but I know that the greater world of media will be reading much more into this.
Nico, I don't want to be overly cynical, but you said from a PR perspective, Vinny's not sitting on his couch tweeting that himself. I think every word is deliberate. I think it's deliberate to not mention the manager. And again, that was translated from Spanish. Maybe
no,
like, I'm assuming.
I read it in Spanish.
I'm assuming that
it's the same thing.
Presidente is pretty close to Perez, and I know that he wouldn't put that statement without mentioning Perez or apologizing to him. I feel pretty confident that wasn't an oversight, that wasn't a mistake. I think that's deliberate.
But when he says club, you don't think that means that all the coaching staff?
Yeah, but then he goes and says
went
the
very
teammates,
specific.
the club.
Nico, I think that if Xabi Alonso were to get upset at this, he can say, no, I said it to the club. Like, it's one of those, like, passive-aggressive ones where it's like, no, yeah, you were included in the club. When in like, it's, for me, I think that's clear. Again, there's not one person helping with it. There are a team of people helping these superstars.
This is really well crafted. And the thing is that the most disrespected person, I think, in that whole tantrum was the manager.
Absolutely.
Like, if you had to do
that's why I think it's
list,
deliberate.
like a ranking of most disrespected people from Vinny's tantrum, it was the manager.
Yeah, as you said, we don't know what's happened between him and Xabi Alonso behind the scenes, right? And yes, Xabi Alonso was the most disrespected person.
Ew.
I will never condone what Vinny did. I will never condone. This is probably the apology with a couple cuss words that are in there. There was a ChatGPT response reading that. As Vini
but it's okay. But it was well crafted, except the manager. I don't care. I don't care if he even did it to ChatGPT. I care more about what Tom is saying, that it was well crafted, it was intentionally crafted, and someone was omitted intentionally.
Yeah, and I want to reserve judgment from what we see after this apology, because looking at pictures in training, there's pictures of him and Xabi Alonso, and there is not this tension-filled presence, and maybe it's for the cameras.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if that was.
And it's not this tension-filled. There is tension between Vinny and Xabi Alonso.
In the end, the German's message was clear. In football, less judgment and more empathy. Kroos's attitude brought humanity back into the discussion and prevented Real Madrid from slipping into a crisis. Now, the ball is in Xabi Alonso's court. He'll have to prove that he can lead not only tactically, but emotionally, a squad full of stars. On Vinicius Jr.'s, he'll have to show that he's learned from his mistake, without losing the flame that makes him special. But what about you? Whose side are you on in this story? Is Toni Kroos right to defend his teammate? Or did Vinicius go too far and need a wake-up call? Drop your opinion in the comments. I really want to know what you think about this balance between emotion and discipline in football. And of course, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, because here we always bring you the other side of football's greatest stories.